It's almost like reliving where our forefathers went, where the great engineers of our times went, where the great studios of our times went. We're reliving their pain and their misfortunes, and at the same time reaping the rewards and the benefits of the wonderful things that come through the speakers when we get it right. Yeah.
You have David's personal rack of gear. You want those sounds that David's been putting on his records for the past 30 years that have just been hit after hit after hit after hit. It's right there, all in that rack right there. You got the beautiful room of IIWII, which is just, wow. I mean, 45-foot ceilings, it's 90 by 50 or something like that. You're not gonna get this. Even if you go rent out a warehouse, you're not gonna get it. And then you have the sheer amount of amazing microphones that are on the kit. You have a great team. You got Rick Carson, who is just making this Focusrite sing right now. There's like 6 of these things left functioning in the world. Jay has done an amazing job of finding drums that are so unique. And then you also have David's personal drum collection. And then you have super rare drums coming from Lenny White. You're not even gonna find 80% of this stuff in the wild, ever.
And one thing that's always stood out about David's work to me is just his approach to drums, the bombastic energy he gets, just how exciting his records are to listen to. It just explodes out of the speakers. That's something I wanted to chase after. To be able to sit down in a room with David and get to work on a project like this is really once in a lifetime.
The idea of it is crazy, it's scary. Doing it is brave and wonderful. And you learn something about yourself. That's what this drum kit is.
He understands that the song is a piece of art. The way that he works with music is through expressing himself. Whether it's through the fingers on the faders or the way that he coaches the band, there's always a direction there. His musicality comes across through the final product, whether you knew he was there from the beginning or not. His impact is always prevalent.
What we need to do as producers and artists is make music that does 3 things. Shows where the music comes from, the state of music now, and the possibility of what is going to become in the future.
Right. A lot of the problem, and I never thought about this, is the good news is we're next to New York. The bad news is they got helicopters flying over the Hudson River. They got sirens going down the street. They got trucks banging on the road next to us. They've got a radio station with the 9,000 radio stations. It's been a lot of noise. And so we have to stop and start and stop. And that was something I never would have thought about. Cool. Okay, rims. We have a siren outside.
Yeah, I'd have to do a couple more of those opens.
Before you do that, just do a couple more opens. The police don't like it. I'm doing it. It's for my video. What did I do wrong? Was it too slow?
Everything.
We have an incredible guy that's doing these samples. He's sitting there all day long, hitting drums. Steve Zawicka, who comes from Chicago, and he's done many different kits for Drumforge. And he hits the drums with wonderful aggression. I mean, he just doesn't stop. And when he's not playing, he's stretching, because he has to sit there all day long playing the drums. And I say all day long, I mean 12 hours. So the process itself is incredibly tiring, and it's very hard on your ears, because you don't sit around listening to drums all day. I don't think it's anywhere near as complicated as I thought it was going to be. This is way more complicated, way more tedious. Well, at the end of this, we're going to probably spend around 7 days straight. And it's extremely tedious work because each sample has to be meticulous in nature. Wow. More aggressive. Cool. There was two people that I had spoken with over the last 10 to 15 years that were up-and-coming engineers, you know, people that were trying to make a name for themselves. One of them had done something extremely kind to me 12 years ago. I had a part of my console go down, and without asking, he just sent me that part. It came by FedEx the next day, and I went, that is a person that I want to get to know.
Really, we became better friends one day because he made a post online that said, hey, I had a couple channels go out on my SSL console. Is there any techs available? Can anyone help? And I just overnighted him some of the channels from my console.
So I decided to do something I've never done because I like to stare into the abyss. And that was work with two engineers I'd never worked with in my life. They had no idea of my workflow. And that's Rick Carson and Mike Ferretti.
I actually first met David in 2005. I was just starting to assist at a recording studio called The Barbershop, where he cut Breaking Benjamin's Phobia. And I was just a runner kind of at that point and kind of graduated to an assistant on that project. It was actually the first time I ever got paid was on that record. And only recently, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, kind of started working with him again on a band called The Warning, and been working with him ever since.
I basically told them that it was impossible to work with me, and there'd been many, many engineers before that hated me. And so here I am with these two kids, and they did phenomenal. And I've been working with them on and off since. It's not going to be the same because of the room.
Well, exactly.
The drive.
We have to ask Billy to re-edit the one, 2 be fine, for sure. Or send them the
Dude, they're like fucking bongos.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That sounds fucking good.
Yep.
Like really good. I'm all mic'd up and fucking good. Dude, that is a great tom.
Oh, they're so loud out there, they're like
So jazzed, like 60s.
Cherokee people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In regards to the drums, I used 4 different resources. The first one was Jay Colangelo, who I've worked with. He's been drum tech on Paramore's record, Red Jumpsuit. I mean, we go back. Back when I really had no budget, Jay was there. He's actually just been out with Harry Styles touring the world as the drum tech for Harry Styles. And that's his gig. He does Beyonce, I think he does everybody. And then the second place was a place, which is a store that sells and works on vintage drums called Wood and Weather. And they're out of Massachusetts. And basically he gave me a list of drums he thought would be interesting to sample that there are no samples off. There's no such thing. And then I went to some of my drums, which I've had over for many years as well, of obviously the Vinnie Paul's Paramore snare drum. And then my mentor, Lenny White, who's played drums on Bitches Brew and played in Return to Forever for 40 years and played with any number of great people from Santana to... Actually, Lenny got asked to be the original drummer in Jimi Hendrix's band. When Jimi Hendrix was here, and he turned it down to do Miles Davis. So Lenny's bringing some drums as well. So those are my sources. What's my passion? And I went, it is kind of drums. It's not guitar amps. I said, what's going to happen to all the drums in the world in the next 20 to 50 years? Are they going to be here? Or is that all going to be something that ends up in the Edison Museum in 100 years and nobody even talks about it. So my vision and the reason I'm here today is to take some of the rarest drums in the world that were made all the way from the beginning and turn of the 19th century, to sample them so that they are here forever. What if we try and gather up as many of these drums as we can and recreate a historical, almost archaeological approach to take all these drums into one of the best sounding rooms in the world with the best microphones and create a historical event where we make the best sounding samples of these drums and share them with the world forever.
I look forward to seeing what people do with this pack. It's the tool you've always wanted to have, and we get to pass that on to you.